Who's ready to get centered? Hello and welcome back to Shelf Centered. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate all of your time and just everything. Thanks for liking and subscribing. It really just helps the channel a lot. Then more people get to see my goofy face. So that's important, right? To you, isn't it? Okay. Just wanted to give an update on December, how that went, give kind of a yearly update since December also was the end of the year, as some people say. I don't know. December, it was really probably one of my best months for the entire year. We're looking at lots of channel growth and everything, but really what do we really want to talk about is what did I read in December? What was I able to read? 4 books. I met my goal of 60 books for my Goodreads goal that I made at the beginning of the year, so that was good. Didn't even have to stretch too far. In fact, almost made it to 61 or 62. I was really close. But anyway, those can just pad my numbers for this year, I guess. Anyway, what I read, Dune. Dune was amazing. I finished that one early in the month. It's so good. I know I've been talking about it a while with the movie. The movie came out. I was going to reread beforehand, just didn't have time to fit it in the schedule. Watched the movie. It was breathtaking and amazing. And then I decided I wanted an ending, since that movie was only the first half of the actual book. If even, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe it'll be because it made so much money. It's just the first third. Who knows? So anyway, Dune was one. We had 2 audiobooks. Empire of Silence. I know I've been raving about that. It made my top 10, and in fact, it made my top 2 even. So it was really good. That's book 1 in the Sun Eater series by Christopher Rocchio. Excellent. Cannot wait to read more. Actually, speaking of Dune, it's kind of a mix of Dune and Red Rising, and those are 2 that made my top 10 science fiction books of all time. So I'm a big fan. Also read in the month or listened to Skysworn, number 4 in the Cradle series. It didn't make my top 10 of the year, but it might as well have. I had to pick one. So it was either that or Black Flame, and I chose Black Flame. I'm a sucker for a good kind of training montage book, so that's why we went there. But the Cradle series, I can't get enough of it. It's amazing. Can't recommend it enough. I padded my numbers for the end of the year, but I read only one of these. I read No Fear, the Green Lantern. It is supposed to be, this is one of the best runs of the Green Lantern by Jeff Johns and Ethan Van Sciver. I'm new to comics, I'll be honest. I mean, kind of new. I was into the comic book cards, so I have a huge collection of Marvel cards, and I had a couple comics from growing up, but really, I know, and now I'm doing DC. Can you believe it? Superheroes are just awesome, and if they're well written, then count me in. So, but anyway, I read No Fear. I had to review Rebirth because that was something that I'd read too long ago. But that kind of is a good segue into what am I currently reading. Recharge is on the list. It's really any second now we'll finish that one. This is weird, I finished some books right in between, as I kind of alluded to. That was Stone and Shield and Nightfall, the first in the Nightmareland series. And I'll put those up so you can see authors and everything. But anyway, just so already a good start to my year. So we'll see if I can hit those goals again. I set my goal. So we're heading to, right now, currently reading Life, the Universe, and Everything by Douglas Adams. It's a little worse for wear. My kids got a hold of it, and anyway, not as if you haven't seen how poorly I treat mass market paperbacks. One of the things, though, my son started reading this, and because I kept quoting lines from it, because that's what I do with these books and Pratchett books. And so he was just laughing and loving it. And I was like, look, you got to start from the beginning. So he started with Hitchhiker's Guide, and I'm like, this is a dream come true. So anyway, I'm very excited for that. Also, it's the big read along. I took off the dust jacket so you know I'm serious. I'm reading The Way of Kings, Brandon Sanderson, Stormlight Archive, read along, has begun. It is January. I love how the detail of this hardback, if you can see that nice sword on the front there. Shardblade maybe, or one of those even more epic ones. I don't really know. It's been a while, but I'm excited. This is actually a little bragging here, but more because this is how much marketing Tor was throwing into things at the time. This is my review copy, because I think I've already shown my advanced reading copy, and I'll flash it on here because I keep doing that. But shows how even lowly me was able to get a copy of not only the advanced reading copy of The Way of Kings, but also this review copy. So this is my review copy of The Way of Kings. I'm excited to actually read it with like the pictures in it this time, and be able to follow along with maps and everything. So that's fun, because the first time I read this, it was just everything was to be decided, or whatever they put in those instead of pictures. So very excited. It is so good to be back. I'm already 7 or 8 chapters in, and it's just, I mean, it's wonderful. Cannot get enough of. Anyway, it's so good to be back into this kind of, I don't know, just this world, just seeing the details just from the very beginning, and I don't know, you can just tell that Sanderson loves this project, and he's already made mention that he started the prologue for book 5, and so I was getting a little nervous reading The State of the Sanderson. Maybe I'll do kind of an update on reading that. I was a little worried that he wasn't as enthused to jump into the Stormlight Archive again as he had been in the past, but apparently over the holidays he felt the kind of the rush that he feels, and the excitement that he gets over reading a book. So that was very exciting. All right, just a little tiny bit of navel gazing. I won't bore you with it too much, but just some kind of milestones. Had a really good year or a month for December with views, 2,700 views, and had my first video reach over 1,000 views in the top 10 fantasy book list that I made. Just kind of cool. So that just happened. My best video for the month of December was the unboxing the new Kindle, which I kind of had an idea that it would do pretty well. But what I didn't realize was the book that I posted, or the video I posted last in the month, my top 10 books of the year, is already in my top 3 was already in the top 3 for the month of December by the time the end of December hit. So that's pretty amazing. But anyway, and this is, look, I'm old school here. This is what I'm looking at. My whole year in reading is right here summed up so nicely, but 23,173 pages read, 60 books, and I'll pop actual pictures so you have color. I was cheap and did the black and white. Shortest book was a Frederick Bachman book. You got to read Bachman if you haven't. What is the Ove book is so good. My longest book was Bone Hunters, and 1,203 pages, so a little hefty boy there. Most popular book was Harry Potter, so 10 million shelved on Goodreads, which is insane. Least popular was Dante's by T. James Kelly. But it should get more popularity because that is a really fun series. I had put The Dark Trials on my top, on my honorable mentions for my top 10 of the year, but it could have been Dante's just as easily. It was just as good, just excellent. And anyway, I think that also shows how, I don't know, my focus is all over the place, but on independent and self-publishing as well as the popular books, I liked it. I feel like there's a place for it all, and as soon as you discover that, your life is better. So anyway, I hope to help help people discover that while I'm reading Brandon Sanderson, which is one of the most popular fantasy authors in the world. So anyway, hey, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking out my update. And I cannot thank you enough again for just a great half of the year. I've just been doing this for about 6 months. And I mean, we're already nearing 600 subscribers. It's just, we're plowing along. And I know, I thank all you kind, nice people. So thank you. Appreciate it. And hey, we'll catch you next time. Thanks. Bye.